Good evening, Barbara Yale, Creative Memories, Burton, Michigan. If you can see the garage, I'm getting ready for a big scrap and stamp expo in Columbus. So my garage is getting full. I don't have to bring up albums yet. I'm still gathering paper. Gridwall is still out in the shed. And we leave Wednesday morning, and tomorrow I've got to run out and do some last minute things. So should be a busy couple of days. But tonight, we're going to take a break from all the packing. And remember last week I showed you this spring leaf border, and I said, it's a frame punch, it's a border punch. I'm going to show you something completely different. We're going to make a leaf border, but we're going to cut it apart. This is an idea I saw. Let's see if we can recreate it. So you're going to need, I'm using some leaf green paper, some dark green paper, and this is from an older pack, Rustic Manor. And just a little tiny bit of the Rustic Manor is going to show. And it would look really cool if we put a decal edge on it, but my 12-inch trimmer with a decal edge is packed, so we're not going to do that. But I don't think I've ever shown you guys this decorative trimmer. A couple of things you should know. It's more than 12 inches long. The middle of the trimmer is right here at the top of the swell. So if you want to cut something on this, I know I'm always telling you on your 12-inch trimmer, put things on right up against the edge, like this, right? I always tell you, butt up against the edge. This one, I'm going to change that. Don't butt it up against the edge. I'm going to put this up so you can see it. You see this little line right here? And there's one right there. We're going to put our piece of paper between those two lines. That way, it's going to be centered. I'm going to bring it down just so I barely graze the paper, because we're going to make a vine. So I'm going to move it down so that it's even on this top line and one bar away from each edge. You might have one of these that might be dark blue. The newer ones are white. I think the white is much easier to see. Normally I would use this, but today I want curvy on both sides. So I'm going to have to make a very skinny little line. Scoot this up a little tiny bit. We want just a skinny little vine. That might work. Let's try it and see. I have not done this before, so y'all are my guinea pigs. That's pretty good. Let me see if I can do one a little bit skinnier. I moved it up a whole line last time. Let's just move it up a part of a line. Just pick that up, see how that looks. All right, so we cut right there. There we are. All right, so for comparison, you can see that there's about a 1/16 of an inch difference. It's a brand new blade. It's got some burrs on it. I think it needs to be used a little bit to smooth it out. All right, so we're going to use the skinnier one of the two. I like it a little bit better. Then we're going to take the same paper, and remember, We're done with this. You know what, guys? I am going to need the 12-inch trimmer. Let me go grab it. I am so glad I knew where this was. Okay, so I'm always telling, I've told you before that when you use a frame punch to make a frame, you start here. And to make a border, you start on the black. We're going to start on the black, but we're going to do something a little bit different. So let's pop it open. Line it up on the black line. And we're going to punch across, just like I normally would. I'm sorry I'm not on camera. This is very awkward. All right, so I'm going to cover up the blue. Make sure I'm at the top here. We're going to punch this out. Then we're going to put the vine on the page and make a border. All right. See these little strings? Snip those out. We don't need those. Okay, now cut this off so that we can cut it apart, right? So let's put it up. Let's try right there. That's just above the cutting line. Let's see how that looks. Not bad. All right, now these may need more trimming. We'll see. I think we will trim them up more. But like there. Yeah, let's round them like that. I like that. That looks a little bit better. Okay. Let's snip away real quick here so you don't have to see glue dry. This is such a cool punch. You can do so many different things with it. So we're going to attempt to make a pretty leaf vine. Let's see if it works out. And I am definitely open to suggestions on ways to do this differently. I've been so busy packing, I knew I wanted to do this, but I didn't get time to pull everything together until just a few minutes ago. I think one strip of leaves should be more than sufficient. Well, let's hope that was the hardest part. And we might have to trim it up more. I don't know. All right. We're going to take that pretty little strip we made. I'm going to put repositionable adhesive on it all the way down. The leaves are going to be on both sides of the border, so let's give it a little bit of room. We can always trim it up on this edge if I have too much room. Now I think we can maybe stick the edges under like this. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, so we're going to put adhesive on these and just stick them under the edge. And if this is glued down too much, we can lift it up. And all right, I want to make sure to keep my leaves all going in the same direction. And I didn't. All right, so here. Oh, well. I mean well. All right, let's lift that up a little bit. The multi-purpose tool would work really well to lift it up too. Isn't this fun? Look at this. This is so cool. Another one there. Another one there. And one right at the top. All right, so it does take a full strip. Now let's trim this off a little bit here and there. Let's see how wide of a strip this ends up being. I'm going to guess about 2.5 inches, but let's see. I don't want to cut off any leaves. I'm right at the edge. Let's give it a little more breathing room. There. And cut it off on this side. Down more, down more. About there. How big is our strip? It is 2 3/4. I was really close. Now, this, I'd like to put a decal edge on it, give it kind of like a woody sort of look. So, decal. All right, let's pull that out. Remember, we're going to switch blades. Always put the words towards the bed. And I'm only going to cut off just enough to give it an edge. So just barely, just enough to trim it. See, just a hair. I've got a decal edge there. You want just enough to show. So let's put that on. I brought 2 tape runners with me tonight, just in case one ran out. And because I have 2, none will run out. It'll be all good. All right, now let's a little bit of a decal edge on this side. And I can tell you how big this one is with the decal edge. Give a little bit of breathing room. A little tiny bit more. All right, so this piece is, the other was 2 3/4. This is 3 1/4. Okay, voila. Finished project. Let me know what you think. Kind of fun, wasn't it? It's something I saw and I thought, you know what? I believe we can recreate that. Now, the other thing you could do, and I didn't do, was you could take, instead of having this green vine here, you could take the dark green and cut the wave in the middle of the dark green and have your leaves on the brown twig. So that's an option also. So maybe I'll try that one later. That's it for now. Have a great night.